I fell asleep during Lance's live. I feel bad.
I was on Kenneth Oak's live and he fell asleep.
Me too.
But we got him like, did you see that?
Yeah.
Um
Yeah. He fell
yeah.
asleep the other night too. A couple nights
Yeah, I
ago.
can't stay up that late. And I felt bad to go and like
Well, I find myself a lot of times that time of night, I'm wide awake. Um, but, with it being winter up here and dark so much during the day, I'll take a nap in the middle of the day, and so then I'll be wide awake for
mhm.
the rest of the night.
Okay, so now people are coming in.
Oh, cool.
Hi, Ashley. Hi, Anthony.
Hi, everybody. Yeah,
Um,
I saw that nobody had come in yet and no typing yet, but there was a link to StreamYard. I was like, okay, perfect. I'll go up there.
yeah,
Nobody can see me.
and it's different because they're coming up on the, okay. I still, because I don't remember last time them showing up on the StreamYard side. I guess because you are already have a StreamYard account. That's probably why, I guess. Um, I'm gonna make Anthony a mod. Is that okay, Anthony? Uh, just say yes or no. Anthony, can I make you a mod, please? Because I don't have one.
Can they hear us?
Okay, thank you. I wanted to make sure you said okay
Okay, good.
before I just
And
did
yes,
it.
you can. Okay. You're more
Okay,
than
thank
welcome
you,
to make me
Anthony.
a mod as well. I'm not
Okay,
quite sure what all is entailed, but I'll do my best.
okay. Yeah, I was a mod for the first time on Kenneth's live stream because I was going to share a link and I asked him to do it. And then I was like, oh, wait, I'm a mod? What am I supposed to
I
do?
saw that. I saw that. That was cool.
Okay,
I just woke up from a nap, y'all. Excuse me.
you can, Ashley. Yeah, I didn't ask anybody. I just like sort of wing it and see who shows up. Um,
Yeah, like I said, I just saw the link and decided to pop on and join you just because I know it's your second live and I know that you're probably as nervous as I would have been.
I'm more
So
nervous this time. Um,
you're doing fine.
I
You're
don't
doing
know
fine. And not
why.
only that, but you're helping me learn. Okay. All of this is helping me so much. So I appreciate you taking these initial steps. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
thanks. You're helping me out a lot too. Because here you are again on my live. I appreciate it. We'll just be like Dana and Red on Tuesdays.
Now, do you mind if I smoke a cigarette on your?
No, I don't care at all.
I know some people don't like smoking. Um,
Oh, I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind at all. Yeah, funny thing about that, and it has to do with my brothers also. Um, I I don't smoke. I never smoked. So like I was a real goody goody is what I was saying. My brothers smoked. Um, my brother Tim and not Mark, but Tim and Mark were the oldest two, and then Chris and Paul were like kind of in the middle, and they smoked too. So I actually, not inside, but outside, I like the smell of cigarette smoke
mhm,
because it reminds me of them.
I bet. I bet.
So it's kind of a weird thing about me. But um, yeah, so I'm sorry I can't I can't stop the smoke.
What's really funny is I cannot stand the smell of somebody smoking around me inside, but yet I have to, I pretty much smoke inside myself, especially where I can't move very much right now. But I'm working on
Hmm.
quitting. I smoke about half a cigarette. I'm down to half a pack a day. I smoke half a cigarette, put it out, smoke the rest of it later. Um,
Hmm.
but my goal is to quit by June 1st, if not sooner. No patches, no vaping, no gum. I've done it before. I can do it again.
Yeah. My brothers that they passed away. That is notable. Not,
I lost my
they were
baby.
in the 50s. My brother Paul passed away when he was 45. He had a heart attack, but he had had other health issues. He had had cancer when he was young, and then he came out of that, but it damaged his pancreas, I guess, and he had diabetes, and so he had other health issues. But
That's rough. Yeah.
yeah, he passed away in 2002. So
I lost my baby brother as well. He was 33 when he passed away,
I'm
and he had
sorry.
diabetes, and he died of pneumonia. Believe it or not, I didn't realize people died of pneumonia in this day and age. You know.
I think the Jim Henson died of pneumonia. The Muppet guy.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't. I. He was down in Texas. His ex-wife called me and she said, "Dana, Matt's in the hospital. He's got pneumonia." And then she called me a couple of hours later and she said, "If there's any way you can get here, you might want to come. He's not going to make it."
Mm.
And before I could, within 6 hours, he was dead.
Oh wow.
Before I could even think
Sorry.
about making a plane ticket, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Bree is here. Hi, Ron. I
Hi,
don't think
everybody.
I know you, but hello, welcome, welcome, welcome.
I can't see any chat, so I have no idea who's coming in. My internet's not good enough this time of day to run 2 devices. So I think that's another reason I like going on G's late at night is I have better service.
Oh yeah. Um. So yeah, yeah.
I
I
had
was
blue
nervous again,
today.
but yeah, and I was having trouble earlier with my service, so then I was like, oh, okay, I can get out of it. I don't have to go live again. But I thought it went pretty well, and so I decided to try it again. But it kind of maybe was a touchy subject because I said I was going to talk about religion, but I don't want it to be. I'm more encompassing of everybody now, actually, than I was before. Because I was very, and like people, like, I don't think people know that about you because people meet you and like just assume things.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I don't look very conservative, but I was very, very conservative. Um, so, so I see Ron in a lot of chats. Okay. Well, welcome,
Is that Ron C?
Ron, Ron SM.
Okay.
But, oh, there's Lance. Hey, Lance.
Hi, Lance. Sorry I fell asleep during your live. I had my foot propped up and I was listening, and then I was out. And I woke up and you guys were over. Yeah,
I'm
I had a busy
good.
morning.
How are you doing, Lance?
Oh, you're talking to Lance.
Oh, well, yeah, because I see him in the chat. But how's your foot, Dana? I saw you on, I didn't really chat or anything, but I saw the replay of Megan's. You were talking about your foot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had just left wound therapy and
Uh-huh.
come home. Couple more weeks, I'm thinking. It's healing so well, even from the pictures of last week compared to this week. The healing. I'm so
Uh-huh.
blessed. I didn't realize that I healed so well.
So are you on crutches
No,
still?
actually,
Or-
I'm off the crutches now. She wants me try and put as much bearing weight as I can. Try and stay flat-footed, and that's the worst part right now. Oh my gosh, it's crazy because
Hmm.
I mean the muscle, it. I burned right through the muscle and tendons, and so they're kind of like atrophied now. And I'll tell
Hmm.
you, just walking a few feet, I can feel it clear up into my hip and my back. So, but she's put in a call with physical therapy. I'm supposed to be hearing from them in the next couple of days. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it and to getting back on my feet and
Good.
walking and hiking. I can't wait to get out and go hiking.
That's good. I'm glad it's healing good. So yes. So Lance asked a question. Yeah, that's me and my mom I put in the thumbnail because my mom had such, did you see the thumbnail, Dana? I put, yeah, me and my mom, and I'm only like about probably 14 in that picture. So yeah, she had a big effect on my faith journey,
Mm-hmm.
and my beliefs. And so and I still believe in God, but it's a lot different. And yeah, I put new up on my channel as like Red's favorite channels, and so I put your channel up there. And
You put mine up there?
yeah, I put you in
Oh,
Red's favorite channels. Yeah, but I was only able to put 12. So one of them I put is God is Gray, and that's one that I don't know personally, but I put a lot of them. I put Paula's, I put Ray's, I put Dare Van City Adventures, and I put a bunch in there, but then um, it only shows 12. But it shows yours. It shows yours, and Paula's, and Kenneth Oaks, and I put Rayleigh Creative Travels. Um,
right on.
so
That's beautiful.
yeah, I look different with long hair, Lance, and I look different because I'm really young there. There's a picture of me on the back of this book with long hair.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and during my separation, I started cutting my hair when I split up with my ex, and that was a phase. I tried to get him back, so I grew it out again. But I mean, can you believe it? He didn't want me. He didn't want me back. Whatever, waste of time. I'm glad he didn't call my bluff.
I
But
remember going
anyways, at
through
least
that
I
with
can.
my ex.
Huh?
I remember going through that with my ex, where I thought I briefly, I'll change. I'll do whatever you want. I'll be whatever you want. I'll be whoever you want. Just take me back. I'm so grateful he didn't. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Oh my
exactly. He
God.
said he said need to get a job. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find a regular job. I honestly tried. I really did. But he said if I get a job, and I was like, really? You're gonna put conditions on me? Okay. And then I just realized it was uh, a blessing in disguise. So yes, I believe in God, Lance. I believe in God, and I was a very conservative, evangelical Christian. I taught Sunday school. I taught Awanas. I know the Bible. I was even going to be a pastor. I was going to be a pastor. I loved Joyce Meyer. So last time on my last live stream, I quoted Joyce Meyer because she said, always says, do it afraid. Even though you're afraid, just do it afraid. And I listened to her so much. And I had all these CDs. I supported her monthly. Um, I probably listened to her every day. I bought all her books. So when I downsized, before I downsized, I had like almost 2,000 books. Not all Joyce Meyer, but all different kinds of books. Kids' books, a lot of religious books, a lot of Christian books, a lot of Joyce Meyer books. So I had like 2,000 books. And then uh, when I was sorting out all my stuff and I was selling it I was giving it to Goodwill, I was selling it at Marketplace, I was donating it, I was giving it to people too. And when I got all my Joyce Meyer stuff together, I had this big bag. And I must have had like 100 Joyce Meyer CDs. And I sold it for I think like $20 because I had like the CD albums and everything that are like $20 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of teaching because she would send me a free, not wasn't free because I sent her like $10 a month. I used to send her like $20 a month, but then, finances and the separation and divorce and trying to support myself. So, yeah, so it went to $10, but she would send me a CD every month. And she was the reason my mom said, except I was in the Baptist church. So my mom said, because she knew I liked Joyce Meyer and listened to her all the time. She said, well, you could be a pastor, but you'd have to change denominations because she went to a more liberal church in California, and her pastor is a woman. I shared it's on my channel, so it's on my channel. My mom and dad's pastor Eugenia Gamble, her benediction at the end, and it's really a cool benediction. All the things she says, may you be blessed with enough foolishness that you can make a difference in the world and stuff like that. It's really cool. So I decided to leave it on there because I had a bunch of more stuff on my page when I started. When I started when I started over with the YouTube, I had 3 channels. I had a lot of old videos of my kids. I had a lot of stuff and I sort of downsized it. So Ron, so you're Ron Darrell Adventures. Hey Angie, hey.
Hi, Angie.
Welcome. Ron, I had never driven anything that big when I started driving my RV, so I naturally had fears about driving something big. I had fears about driving a car when I learned to drive a car. My kids even did too. Yeah, smash my like button. So,
hi, James. James Catanese.
welcome, James. So, anybody else have any more questions? So, but yeah, my mom influenced me, and because at first I just blew that off because I was a Baptist and thought, that they were all right and everything. Okay, I'll tell a joke now. Kind of lighten up. I added stuff on my page where I do Southern Red. Southern Red says, I don't know if y'all saw it, but I was just having some fun. But anyways, I'll tell a joke now. So the guy dies and he goes to heaven, and St. Peter's showing him around. And like the Catholics are playing bingo, and other people are I haven't told this joke in a while, so I can't remember how it goes. So anyways, he's showing him around, and there's different you know, I don't know, the Lutherans are having a bake sale, and
The
I
Mormons are
don't know
going
what
door
the
to door.
Presbyterians are doing, maybe having a debate or staging a protest. I don't know, whatever the Presbyterians are doing. And then Peter goes, shh, 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 shh. And the guy goes, why? Why? He's like, those are the Baptists over there, and they think they're the only ones here. So,
See, I've heard that joke before, but it was the Mormons. Those are the Mormons over there, and they think they're the only ones that are here.
yeah, that's what I just don't, I don't agree with. I don't know. I'm just a more all encompassing now, and even everybody. And it was really a gradual thing when I left the church. First of all, a lot of people in churches in, well, it's a long story. Maybe I'll go into it in one of my books. So you'll have to buy my book, right? I got kicked out of 3 Baptist churches in Georgia. And I'm not that
Damn,
bad. Like,
girl.
look at your face. Look at your face.
That's not very easy to do.
Oh, it's easier than you might think, Dana. It's
I knew I loved
easier,
you. I knew
huh?
I loved you.
Thank you, Dana. I love you too. Mwah.
Oh
So,
my goodness. I got excommunicated from the Mormon church.
oh wow,
Yeah.
that's fascinating.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I used to specialize in all the yeah, but I used to be like, they're a cult because they're not Baptist. Now I talk to my son and I'm like, it was kind of like we were in a cult, huh? And he's like, yeah, mom, it was. I'm like, I'm sorry. Um, there's a great book that I read. Well, I like this channel. It's in my favorite channels too. It's called God is Gray, and she's a more like progressive Christian, and I really like her. And then there's this book, she interviewed this person, so that's how I found out about it, by Jamie Lee Finch, called You Are Your Own. And it's about like religious trauma, which um
Happens. It's more out there than
I
we
have a
think.
as content providers, I have so much I have so much stuff on my phone. Angie asked a question. I have a question. As a content providers, do you all have content stored up for future videos? I do. I'm learning to edit, Angie, and I got Premiere. What did I get? Premiere Select, Premiere Direct, something. And I don't. It's a 30-day money back guarantee, so I still don't know if I'm going to keep it. But I want to learn to edit, and I have a ton of footage still on my phone. So,
I have a lot of footage that I took last summer when I originally started out in the small band. Um,
mhm.
that I had planned on, learning and putting together. And then we got this big band and I got into the build on it. And so I just basically quit. And then I got injured. And um, so I've got a lot of learning yet to do. And I'm learning, the editing and whatnot. But I do have some videos to put out there. I am by no means a content maker like these other folks are. I'm so
But
in
you
the
can be.
beginning stages, you know.
We can learn,
Right,
right?
and I'm learning. I've got a lot of short little clips and whatnot that I took that I'd like to put together and show people, the rivers that I visited and the mountains that I visited last summer.
Cool.
Just
Cool.
some of the views, and then
Cool.
parts of my build that I'd like to put in there.
Yeah, I'd like to come up there sometime. But like if they open the borders, it would be cool to drive my RV up there. But if they don't open the borders, I'll just fly up and see you.
What I would like to do eventually, if I can't drive this down there, I was thinking, it might be nice to even just find a cheap van to throw some stuff in so I can go tour the lower 48, you know. That way I could fly down there and just drive. Um, after I'm able to drive
Yeah,
again,
it
of
was
course.
neat. I had a lot of interesting guests when I did Airbnb, so that's why the next book I'm going to work on probably is going to be Red's Airbnb to talk about that story, that whole story. Um, so one of them he was from Russia. What was he from? Russia.
Sorry, it's
Yeah,
all the
he
way
was from
here.
Russia.
Thank you.
They flew into Los Angeles and they bought like a VW bug for like $1,000 to drive across the country, and they ended up in Georgia at my Airbnb.
Right on.
So it was really interesting. Hey, oh, Prairie Life Raid, yay! Hey,
Oh
Paula.
my
Hey,
goodness.
Forever Best Friend Sue. Sue, is it Sue? Forever Best Friend.
Charlie Grace.
Thank you,
Charlie Grace, how are you? Hi,
Charlie
Paula.
Grace.
Hi, B.
I was
Oh my
getting her
goodness.
confused with Lucky Dog. I get those two confused. Charlie Grace,
Honestly,
I know that.
I've started
V,
writing.
hey V.
I've started
Huh?
keeping notes. I've
Yeah,
started
I
keeping
usually
notes
am
because
good with names.
with my
But
scrambled
that's the
brain right
thing
now, I'm having a hard time. So, and that's what I call
mm,
it, my scrambled brain.
hmm
It's good to see everybody though, and the Morris family just joined in.
DJ, yay. I'm gonna share my link again then.
Sorry for the interruption. My son just brought me a coffee.
Oh, that's sweet.
Isn't he though?
Yes, that's very sweet.
He knew that I had taken a nap and yeah, the doctor picked on my foot this morning, so I had to come home and put it up.
Does it kind of,
She
does it
has
kind
this
of
little
hurt?
thing. She has this little tool. They call it the melon baller. I call it the mini ice cream scoop because that's what it looks like.
Oh,
Is a little tiny ice cream scoop with little tiny sharp edges, and she'll just scrape along.
oh, does it? And it hurts?
Well, they put
Yeah.
lidocaine on it first, and I call it my liquid gold because
Mm,
she'll douse a gauze and pour it over the wound and let it sit there for a few minutes before she starts in. Thank goodness. Oh my God. I'm so
wow.
glad I'm almost done.
Well, that's good. I'm glad for you.
It hurt. Let's just say my daughter goes with me and I sit there and I squeeze her hand and I cry. And it reminds me of when she was a kid and she would squeeze my hand and cry when, yeah.
Mm, the tables are turned. Yeah, it was nice. So things with my children were kind of up and down and kind of difficult with the divorce. And but I had to call my older daughter because I was trying to do things before I lost my insurance, and one of the things my doctor said was to get a colonoscopy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I'll just, and I'm just trying to be independent here and not bug my kids because I knew things were kind of strained with them. And I'm like, well, I'm just gonna call an Uber. I'll be fine. I'll just call an Uber. They're like, nope, they won't let you go unless somebody's there to take you. So my daughter, long story short, my daughter took me for my colonoscopy. Fun, fun,
Oh,
fun. Before I got my divorce and lost my insurance. So that's
you
my
know,
oldest. She turned and she's an RN too, so she turned 34 on the 5th.
and I'm sure there's no other place she would have rather have been. I mean, my kids have been there
Then
for
have
me.
mom's colonoscopy. Yes.
Hey, you know, my oldest, he's 30. He turns he's 29. He turns 30 in
My
August,
oldest son
and
is 30.
he's been there for me through. I had my second bout of cancer. I had a tumor on my kidney, and I had to have it removed, and I had to have somebody there with me, of course,
Wow.
to bring me out and whatnot. And he was there for me. And then when I found out that I had the tumor up here, they've been there for me when I had to have brain surgery and needed
Wow.
somebody. I mean, I couldn't even balance, and so I had to literally have somebody walk me to the bathroom and be right there with me so that I could pee. It's brought me to tears. I don't know how many times. And I've apologized to them that I'm so sorry that they have to do this for me. And my son has literally told me, Mom, stop. There's no other place I'd rather be.
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm so
That's
blessed.
good.
And
Yeah, I
that's one
had
of
a
the reasons why I want to
moment.
quit smoking, and I want to get better, and I want to be better so that I can live a better life for them,
Yeah.
so that he doesn't feel like he has to take care of Mom for the rest of my
You
life.
can do it. You can do it. So, hi Ray. Hi Ray.
Hi, Ray. Sneak peeks.
They were making
Sorry, I
DJ
had
and Amy
to.
were making fun of me because I said it like the show. Hi Ray.
Hi, Ray.
And Richard Quick, welcome, welcome. I'm not sure I know you, but welcome. Bee's here, and
Oh my
thank you
goodness, it's a
all.
party.
Thank you for
Wow.
showing up for me. I was about to be
Karen,
like,
thank
oh,
you for
well, never
bringing
mind.
everybody
Just
over.
Dana's here.
Thank you, Karen, for bringing everybody over. This is awesome. This is
Yes,
awesome.
thank you very, very, very much.
I can't wait
Yeah,
until I learn how to live stream and do the whole StreamYard thing and bring somebody up. And I wouldn't even know where to start yet.
yes. I have seen you before, Richard. Which live stream have I seen you in, Richard? Refresh my memory. I'm going to share the link again. If anybody else wants to come up, or it's just going to be the Dana and Red show.
Tell Ray to get up here. We're going to continue talking about him.
Well, he knows we're going to talk about him either way. It might be more fun if he came up here, though.
Oh, I'll tell you what. My
Hint,
kids have
hint,
come in
hint.
here a couple of times and caught me on live feeds, and they're like, "Oh my God, Mom, I'm going. I'm out. I don't even know what y'all are
Yeah,
talking about."
the roommate's like, the other night he was just like, he walked into the room and was like, and I'm like, it's okay, I'm on. He was like, oh, really? Really? You sure?
Yeah, my son, he
I like,
wanted me to
my
talk, and
OCD
he's like, "I'm
bothers
out."
me with this thing. Like, I have to be in the middle.
I'm still trying to figure it out myself. The whole where do I place myself? Where do I look? Especially so that my crazy eye doesn't go all crazy and wonky. So,
Didn't even notice. So, hi, Brene. Did I say hi to you yet?
So we're expecting a snowstorm here tonight.
Oh,
the warning
wow.
came in last night. They told us to expect up to 12 inches.
It was like 71 degrees here now. It's like crazy. It was 1 degree when I got here, but
Wow.
it warmed up a lot. I don't know what it is now. Yeah, Ray says we'll help you when you go live. We'll help you with your live stream when you go live.
And
I'm going to see what the temperature.
I know that, and I appreciate that. This whole community, I know that. When I'm ready, you folks will be there for me.
Yes. It's 63 here now.
Lucky.
Far cry from what it was. That might be the same as in Santa Clarita, right at this moment. Anyways, I'm curious now. I want to look it up. Let's see.
Thank you, Richard, for subscribing to my channel. Bear with me while I learn what I'm doing and put new things up.
Yeah, me too.
I've got lots of ideas of things I want to do this summer, pictures that I want to take, videos and views of Alaska. I want to take people berry picking with me this fall.
That'll be fun. Blackberries. My grandmother
blueberries.
So my grandparents lived in Northern California in Hayward. Right. My mom could my grandparents you could see the San Francisco Bay on a clear day. You could see San Francisco Bay from their window. So they had blackberries in their backyard every summer, and my grandmother would make jam, and they had strawberries, mostly blackberries, but strawberries, raspberries. It was awesome.
Right on. We don't have blackberries where
I'm at. It is warmer here than in Santa Clarita.
Really?
It's 52 in Santa Clarita.
Wow.
That's crazy. Wow.
Now, we've got lots of wild blueberries that grow up here, and wild high bush cranberries and currants, salmon berries. I'd have to go down to Kenai to find the salmon berries, though. It's like a pink raspberry with a lighter flavor. Really, really good.
Yeah, I would want to see the Northern Lights too, Angie. Angie says she wants to see the Northern Lights. But yeah.
That's something that I wanted to do this winter. But
yeah.
with not being able to drive, I've not been able to get out of town to get the pictures and the views that
you have that picture on your
when they're out.
That's your banner, isn't it? Isn't your banner is the Northern Lights? Yeah, that's a cool picture.
Yeah,
that's a cool picture. Yeah, I would probably come. I would most likely come in the summer sometime. Like I'm not even going. I'm going back. I'm probably going back to through Flagstaff and back to Denver in the summer too. At least I'm hoping to see my niece and see my son. So
y'all are giving me incentive. I've been thinking that here, maybe, I don't know if this coming winter, but the following winter, maybe have just taken off and going down to the lower 48 and playing around all winter down there, you know?
Yeah, you need to come to Cali in the winter. You need to come see me.
And do some of those Arizona hikes and see the Alabama Hills. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so beautiful. I didn't realize. And Moab, I saw another group of people that went to Moab, and I didn't realize how beautiful.
That was so
pretty. But then again, I watched a video not too long ago of somebody, hi Shebna, of somebody taking a video of the Snake River Canyon outside of Twin Falls, Idaho, and I was like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. And I used to go down there all the time and play. I just didn't realize the beauty that was around me until I'm gone and I miss it, Yeah, I was telling my daughter about it. She's like, Mom, we used to go down there all the time. We were always down there playing. And I was like, you're right. We were. I just didn't realize the beauty.
Yeah, so Ron Darrell says 2 weeks ago it was -2 in Texas. Today it's 81. Wow, got up to 81 in Texas. Wow. So I'm not really, I don't know. I have to ask my oldest because I'm not really in contact with my youngest, but she was going to Mississippi because she just joined the Air Force. So I don't know how, and she was snowed in right when they were having those storms, right when she was finished with her training and supposed to be going to Mississippi. for more training. She finished boot camp. She was snowed in. So, and she had to wait to go. But so, anyways, I heard right now she's in Mississippi.
My niece and nephew were caught in that mess in Texas as well. Their pipes froze. Their house
Wow.
was in no way, shape, or form prepared. They had no, basically no insulation. I'm warmer in my steel aluminum box than they were in their home.
Wow.
I felt so bad that, I felt so bad. I told Leilani, my brother's ex-wife, I told her, if you can get any rubbing alcohol, get a metal can, stick a roll of toilet paper in that metal can, take out the middle cardboard, and then douse that roll of toilet paper with rubbing alcohol and set it on fire. There's a good form of heat.
Wow.
With good BTUs and not much soot and bad air coming off of it,
Ah.
But they couldn't even find any rubbing alcohol. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Renee. I will let her know when I talk to her next. So Angie, hey, sounds like you're a snowbird then. That's what we'd call them. I lived in Florida for 9 years. I lived in Boca Raton. And so Angie brings her mom to Florida for the winter. And then in West Virginia,
There's
you
a
can
lot of
get back in the
snowbirds
woods,
here.
lakes, and streams. It's nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to. So we had been through like Colorado, but our trips were always like really quick because we were driving with all the kids too. So it was a while ago when they were smaller. I think the last time we drove across the country was 2004, if I'm not mistaken. So that was a while ago. And I remember we were in Colorado. I think we were at the Air Force, like barracks. My ex is civil service, but he was able to get a cabin at the Air Force Academy, wherever that is in Colorado. It's by Colorado Springs somewhere, I think. But anyways, he took the older kids on a hike, and I had um, the 3-year-old with me, and she like flipped off the sofa or something, and I was like, I'm not going to leave the house with you, and you do this. And they came back, and she had a black eye or something. And fun times, fun times.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but I hadn't been to hadn't been to Colorado in a while, and when I went was in November. But I'm looking forward to going in the summer and checking out Denver. Yeah, Colorado Springs. Okay, thanks, Ron Darrell. So
It was once my
yeah.
dream to join the Air Force.
Well, we were in an Air Force town, so a lot of people were like, when my middle daughter joined the Army, well, we were right near Air Force town, and my ex worked for the Air Force, but civil service. He's not in the service. So everybody was like, why did Claire join the Army? Why did Claire join the Army? But I don't know, but she did. My middle daughter was also military, but she got out 2019. Yeah. Gosh, I can't believe that that's 2 years ago now. That's
right.
weird.
It flies. My brother was Army. That's what took him to Texas. Was Army. That's where he met his wife, and she's still in the service.
And that's really why I'm here. And I'm actually a resident of Illinois because my friend Gladys was in the Air Force and came, and I met her because she came to stay at my Airbnb when she came back over from England. She bought a house in Georgia, and then, and we became friends. And then she was leaving, they were going to send her to Germany, and then they changed their mind and they sent her up here to Scott Air Force Base. So that's how I ended up here. So, and it's funny because, so I met this friend, I saw this friend the other day that I met when I was here for a Joyce Meyer conference. And I never thought I'd be up here, be living up here either, because I really don't like the cold. And it's like, I don't want to live up here, but I came up here and bought my RV up here. And so I needed to get tags for it. So, and I also came up here in September, and I needed to vote. I was kind of like in limbo. I was like, what do I do? Because I sold my house in Georgia, and then I was like, can I vote? Where do I vote and all that? And so I just became a resident of Illinois. So for a year, I'm going to be, and I got my driver's license and voted and all that. And so while I'm back here for a month, I had to get a doctor's appointment. And so shout out to our military men and women for their brave hearts. Yes, absolutely, Brene.
Most definitely.
Yep.
We'd be lost without
absolutely.
Them. And our men and women in blue as well,
Yes, honestly, my brother.
A lot of garbage and BS going on right now, but
yeah, my brother is LAPD. My brother's LAPD, so he's concerned about that. And so, and me and Gladys are flying into LA on Sunday, and I'm going to show her around LA for a couple of days. It's going to be hard. Okay, for anybody else who's been to LA, tell me in the chat where you think I should take Gladys for 2 days. We have 2 days in LA. What should I take her to see? Anybody else familiar with LA? Los Angeles? Renee, you got any ideas for me? I'm going to share the thing again if anybody wants to come up.
Is LA close to the beach?
Yeah, we can go to the beach. Yeah, Nate was asking me that. Nate of Land Cloud Adventures. He was like, we take her to the beach. I'll ask her if she wants to go to the beach. But we're going to Palm Springs probably around the 16th. So for a week, she got her timeshare, because I was like, that's one place really I don't remember. There's lots of places I've been in California. I might have been there when I was little and don't remember, but I don't think I've ever even been to Palm Springs. It's not a place you take a bunch of kids camping. That's what my mom and dad would do, take us camping. So, and we've been to a lot. We used to go to Yosemite every year. We used to almost every year go to Carpinteria, the beach where I went early February. So Disneyland, Anthony. Gladys and I went. So after my divorce, I traveled when I was separated from my husband before my divorce, because my finances were in a better shape then. But and my ex wouldn't take me anywhere. I went on a cruise in 2017 and 2018. 2018.
Where'd you cruise to?
What cruise did I do? Oh, those were Christian cruises too, because I was a fanatic. I seriously was. I went on the Jesus Freak cruise.
Okay, can I ask you something?
What?
How do you feel about pagans?
Pagans?
Do you still love me when you find out that I'm a pagan?
I love you anyways. I
Okay.
love you so much. Yeah, I love Saucy, the towboat chef. She's on my favorite channels. And Ray, you're on my favorite channels.
Because sometimes
And
it worries me.
Saucy's in Wicca. I just found out. And she said she posted on our Instagram, Saucy Towboat Chef, that Libras are musical witches. And I was like, that is because, and Saucy is like, this is right on because her sign is that she's a kitchen witch. It's funny. We were talking about signs the other day on Kenneth's channel, and like those guys are like,
I heard. I
Bama
heard.
Rush is always on
You
there. He's like,
scared
that's a
him.
bunch of.
You scared him. You scared him. No, a lot of people though. I was born and raised Mormon, and when, like I said, I was excommunicated from the church. I
Hmm.
found myself 15 and pregnant, and instead of helping me, my church said, she's bad, you know. And so what did I
Hmm.
do? I went straight to the goddess. You know, if God wasn't going to love me for who I was, somebody else would, and the goddess would. And I'll tell you, I do believe in God, and the older I've gotten, I've actually gotten closer to God, especially with my cancer history and the surgeries that I've been through.
Hmm. I just, things happen and I just go like, how, I just like, I can't, I can't not believe that there's some higher power because the things that happen, I was just the
There's definitely
timing
something
of
out
that
there.
and um, like for instance, and not this really is a good thing or it's not, it's a sad thing, but and our relationship was kind of strained, but I did see him my last trip to California before I got my RV and moved there was 2018, and I saw my dad, and he was 92. He was 90 then. Yeah, he turned 90 that year in 2018, and I drove across the country by myself from Georgia to San Diego, and I went to the Switchfoot getaway, and then I went to see my family, and then I went to Mexico on a mission trip. I went on 2 mission trips too before I got divorced, actually, too, to Mexico. Because my ex had never taken me out of the country, and then I realized for like my dad's 90th birthday, and he passed away like right the day before I came up here. He passed away on September 21st, and on September 22nd, yeah, I came up here the first day of fall,
I'm sorry.
and just the timing of that
At
was
least
interesting. And so, and what I was going to say to Anthony, because Anthony loves Disney, that Disney's going to reopen. Um, Gladys and I went to Disney World in 2019 because, like, I really couldn't like. She got her timeshare. I really couldn't afford to do any vacay in 2019. It was a rough. Yeah, I know everybody's was a rough year for 2020, but 2019 was my rough, rough really rough year because I was trying to keep doing Airbnb and I was not feeling it anymore. And so and then I finally quit and I still couldn't find a regular job. So what happened when I did Airbnb that I'm going to write about in Red's Airbnb is I started doing it in the end of November 2017 and 2018 August. And it was funny that the timing of this, because 2018 is when I finally got divorced, but it wasn't until December. August of 2018, August 1st, this handsome young foreigner doctor, medical student, showed up at my Airbnb for a month. Yes, he was gorgeous.
now
27
I
years
can think of
old.
a book you could write out of
Huh?
that.
Yeah, well, like he smart, handsome, sweet, a charmer. He took me out to eat. He was a gentleman. He he was perfect. Um, Realized later he thought I was already divorced too. But then I got divorced a month later. He kept in touch with me. Um, he kept in touch with me and he said he was going to come back in October, which I was surprised. He wanted a green card. He was from Syria and he actually, the travel ban was on and he
Where
missed the travel ban because he had his visa already. So he sort of like was grandfathered in. And so that's the only reason he was able to come. And then his visa was expiring in
okay,
June of 2019. Yes.
so the last I heard was that something about he thought that you were already divorced.
Yes. He wanted a green card,
Oh,
but I fell for him hook, line, and I was never, and he was, and I was, oh, we were the odd couple. I
damn it.
was 52 and he was 27. He was Islamic and I was crazy Christian person. And yeah, and
That could have been scary.
oh, when I found out it was fake, I totally freaked out. I called the police.
You know,
Um,
when I lived in
but
southern Idaho, I ran into that a lot. I've always been a big girl. I mean, I'm skinnier now than I've ever been in my life. Um, I've always been a big girl. And I ran into that a lot with Hispanic men. Oh, honey, I'll take care of you. Oh, and all they
it
wanted
had
was some
nothing to
tenderness.
do with though. It had nothing to do with that
But I
though.
fell for it because
I
I was a
don't.
big girl who wanted attention, you know? Um, yeah, I'll tell you what, when I threw my kids in the van and decided, you know what, I'm done with men and all of that. I'm just going to go live my life and headed up here to Alaska. Best thing I ever did.
Mhm. Well, a year before that, um, I was date raped. So that
Oh
was
God.
traumatic too. And then, and I had been being, and this is how strict I was. And
I'm
and
sorry.
this is why being Marilyn on the dating game was so much fun because it's so not me really. Um, it was fun. I was celibate. So I was celibate. I got married when I was 19. I was very naive, and so and in 2017, separated from my husband in 2014. In 2017, my kids are treating me like crap. I'm moved out of the house with my ex and with my kids. He kept the kids, or the ones that were left at the house, which was three of them when I left, and then my daughter. Wait, my daughter had gone in the military, so two of them were left. My oldest son and my youngest. But so I didn't have my kids living with me. So I was lonely. So I got on online dating and met this guy and thought he was nice. And I was clear with him about, that I wasn't, and I was waiting until I was re-virginizing. Like, excuse me, dude, I'm re-virginizing. No. But he's like, you can come to my house. You should see my house. It's nice. He lived a couple hours away. And anyways, well, long story short, I went to his house, so that's why I felt terrible, like it was my fault. Um, he said I could sleep, and I meant to go to sleep, and I took my medication and it made me fall asleep. And he kept waking me up, and I didn't even consider it until I was telling my neighbor. I didn't even consider it a rape, and I felt bad, like it was all my fault. But it was so traumatic because that was the guy I'd ever been with. And he was a cop. And he happened to be black, but that had nothing to do with it. You know, that's why when I say Mohammed was Islamic, that had nothing to do with what he did to me, or, and anyways, but anyways, he was a jerk. And so he kept waking me up and I kept falling back asleep. And at one point I cried. And when I was telling my neighbor, she was like, that's rape. She's like, that's date rape. And yeah, so I had to come to terms with that. And so
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So all total, I was celibate for 5 years because I don't really like to count Muhammad either. I don't count the date rape. That doesn't count. Um, so I even stayed celibate a year after Muhammad, and then I was just totally.
I would
I was
consider
done.
myself a
And
new
those,
virgin. It's been that
huh?
long. I would consider
What?
myself a new virgin. It's been that long. I
Yeah.
know what you've
So
been through, though.
that's my crazy story.
I myself went through that.
So
I conceived my daughter through rape, and I chose to keep her.
Sorry. I gotta let Blue out. Just be right back. And so my other poem from my book, which is from this book, but it's in my second book, which is a children's book. It's in this book. It's called What Elephant? So that's the poem I had made into a children's book, and then I got ripped off by these self-publishers. But that book could be helpful to kids that have gone through abuse and stuff. And so I'm at 1 hour now, so I'm gonna say my elephant poem for y'all, and then probably wrap this up. But thanks so much for coming
It's been an hour
up
already.
again, Dana. I appreciate you.
I can't believe
The
it's been
Ren
an
and
hour
Dana
already.
show. Huh?
Well, thank you for having me up, and thank you
No
for coming on.
problem.
And I'm giving you a great big hug. I'm sending you a great big virtual hug.
Thanks. I'm
Thank
sending
you
you right back at you.
It's hard to open up and share that kind of thing, and
yeah, and I didn't plan on it. Really.
Sometimes it just works out that way. It really does.
Yeah, and I hopefully it helps someone else who's gone through stuff, Yeah. And but let me say my poem and then I'll let you all go. Thank you everybody for coming.
Thank you everybody for coming, and thank you, Ray, for sharing out my link. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be quiet and listen now.
Was there ever an elephant in your room? When it walked, it went boom. You tried to deny it, but you couldn't hide it. Where can you hide an elephant? Oh no, that's a cat, you try to say, or maybe a bat. It will fly away. If you can't admit it, you can't quit it. Go ahead, face it. Can you trace it? Could the truth set you free, or will they all laugh at me? Who are they, and why do we care if they laugh? They have a hyena in their room. That's so much worse than just an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, 1 day, 2 day, 3, day by day, these things I pray. I have a higher power who created elephants. Maybe he can take care of it. I wonder what he'll do. Will he take it to the zoo? What? People will come from miles around to see the greatest show in town? The elephant, he now does tricks and people pay to get their kicks. God can take your ashes and give you beauty. You thought you had to sacrifice. Everyone must pay their price. If I give him the elephant, he'll die. But the ringmaster doesn't work that way. The elephant will live another day. He'll sing and dance because he got a second chance. The circus is a place of joy and wonder because the ringmaster has a plan. Trust the elephant in his hands.
Aww. I like that.
So Renee, my email is on my page, about page. It's redheadedwritinghood@gmail.com. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Ray. Thanks, Anthony.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, all mods. Thanks, Dana.
Thank you.
Going to
Thank
sleep.
you very, very much.
Yes, love you. Good night.